Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my brow routine. And I have not one, not two, but 3 brow routines, depending on how much makeup I decide to wear or not to wear. So I'm going to be zooming you in for the remainder of this video so we can focus on the brows. For my first type of brow, it's a very natural brow. It's basically one where I'm just going to do the bare minimum for the days when I want to be super natural and just not have too much going on. So I start with my brow pencil and I really focus on brushing my brows into the shape I want them to be. Because I really don't want to have to fill them in except for where I absolutely need to, so they have to be combed out to absolute perfection. Okay, so now that I have them pretty much brushed out into the shape that I like them, I can really focus on where I want to fill them in. So on this brow, I want to make the tail just a little bit sharper so it matches this one a little more. So I'm going to go ahead, make light strokes following the brow hair, and that just sharpens it up just a little bit. I'll brush through it again, and that sharpens it up just enough to match this brow. So for this brow, we're actually going to focus more on the arch. The hairs are a little more sparse there. And I'll really make sure that arch sort of follows along. So now you can see they both look really similar, and I really didn't have to do too much to them. And I will just run through with some brow gel, just so all the little hairs stay right where they need to be. And that is brow number 1 complete. So for brow number 2, I'm going to fill in my brows. I'm going to use really light strokes, and I'm only going to fill going along the direction of the brow hair. This is something I'd use when I want to do a more done up look, but not super full glam. So I basically start with the exact same brushing technique that we did in the first one, except for I don't have to worry about how I brush them out nearly as much as I did with the first one. Like the first one, I really made sure the shapes were absolutely perfect. This version of our brows, they need to sort of be even, but they don't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to start about 1/3 of the way in, and I'm going to make brow strokes in the directions of my brow hair, as well as clean up the arch a little bit. I'm going to brush up the front of my brow, and I'll do really light strokes wherever necessary at the front, just because you don't want the front to look super bulky. And you always want to, and I always brush through the product. So I'm really happy with that brow. I'm going to move on to this brow. Same thing, start about 1/3 of the way in, make light brow strokes, fix the arch. And then towards the front of the brow, I'll brush it up and do really gentle strokes at the front. And I always go along in the direction of the hair. I will again take some brow gel, run it through my brows, using the side of the brow spoolie on the brow gel to fix the shape wherever it kind of goes out of place from it. And that completes our second brows. So they still look pretty natural, but they are a lot more full, a lot more defined, and they took a little bit more work and attention. Brow number 3 is super full, super glammed up. This is when you want to do the most. So we're going to start by combing them out and making the shape. So I have my shape in place now. Just a little more here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by filling it in with those same hair strokes that we did the first time. Once it's pretty filled in, I'm going to look for where any lines are like not very straight. So right here, you can see it's not too straight. So I'm just going to gently fill in, go along my arch, And then I'm going to bring it down through the tail, going all the way out. I'm going to extend a little bit past my brow. It's going to give a really sharp, defined tail to your brow. I'm really going to brush through the front of my brow to make sure it like lies really straight. And I always look at my brows at a really close-up mirror and a really far away mirror. So I like this one. I'm just going to make the arch a little higher. Perfect. Okay, do the next brow. I'm really going to perfect the arch on this brow. This brow just naturally doesn't have as good of an arch as this brow. So I'm going to go along the arch, go down past the tail a little bit to create that really sharp, defined line. And on the bottom of the brow where it's not super straight, I'm just going to fix that as well. And I'm going to brush through my brows. It's going to get rid of any really harsh strokes. I'll then go in with brow gel again. And then I'm going to go back in with the pencil, sort of look if there's any place that needs a little bit extra work. Fill it in a little more. As an additional step, I'm going to take some full coverage concealer, put some on the back of my hand, and I'm going to take a flat definer brush and just dip into that product. And I'm just going to go along the tail of my brow. First with the flat side down, then laying the brush flat along, and that's just going to help to fix the shape even more. Make them super duper defined. Do the same along the top of the brow. So it's like a really subtle difference, but you can see how much more defined and sharp that looks compared to the other brows. Sometimes I'll go with my fingers too. And then the last step I do when I do my brows like this is a lot of times the very inner part of your brow can come out really dark and intense. So I'll just take a little bit of powder on a like pointed powder brush. I'll just run over the front of the brow with the powder. And it's going to give you more of that faded look. It's not going to look so intensely intense. But that completes brow number 3. So super sharp, defined, full glam brow in my opinion. For me. The differences between each brow is really subtle, but I think when you add those extra little subtle details, it really takes your brows to another level. I hope you guys liked this video. If you like this super in-depth video, let me know in the comments below, and I can definitely do more for different parts of my face. Make sure to hit the thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe for new videos every Monday and Thursday. Hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload, and comment below because I just love hearing what you guys have to say. And until next time guys, bye!